Good morning. Hey there. So today I'm going to show you how you feed your starter. I'm going to take you through the whole process because someone reached out and asked me, how do I actually feed my starter and what do I do next? So I'm going to show you exactly what you do. So I actually grind my own flour, and this is rye because this 700-year-old starter that I have has been 100% rye for 700 years. So I want to keep it in its original form, even though when you make bread, you could add other types of flour. So you could add bread flour, or you could add whole grain wheat flour or buckwheat. You could mix up the flours. So here's what you do. I have a little bit more, so I'm going to take some off. I have about a cup of flour, and I'm gonna just take some of my finished starter because I'm actually gonna make bread. So you see, it doesn't take very much. A little bit of starter, and then I'm gonna add some warm water. And what I'm gonna do is stir this in. And this is called feeding my starter. Now, it depends on how much bread you're gonna make, how much starter you wanna build up, because this is the starter that I fed yesterday, because I'm gonna mix up like 20 loaves of bread tonight and bake them off tomorrow in our wood-fired oven, because on the farm, the new bread day is Monday at 2 p.m. So Monday at 2, we put out the fresh bread, and there's a bit of a rush on it right now. So we've built up to be, 15, 20 loaves. So that's your starter that's fed. And then all you do is I put like a saucer over it, or a plate that fits the top of your bowl. I didn't have a big enough plate here, so I used some wrap, but I left an opening. It needs to have some air. And then I just let that sit, and I'll let that sit till tomorrow. And then what you do is you're gonna have something like this. This is what it looks like. Come close and see. Once the starter is really activated, do you see how it's just full of bubbles? It's like completely airy. Now I'm gonna mix in this little bit of extra flour that I just had, because I'm not mixing in bread I'm not making bread until later tonight. So I'm just gonna mix that in, and that will just activate it, because what you're doing is you're giving it something to eat. That's why they call it feeding your starter. It's like feeding your baby or feeding yourself. You're giving it some flour to eat, and then that yeast, that natural sourdough yeast, is actually consuming the food, the flour and water that you've given it, and that's what creates the gases or the bubbles, which makes it leavening. And remember, leavening is like levitating. It rises up, and that's exactly what's happening here. And then what you do when you make bread is, I'm gonna use all of this in my recipe for sourdough bread, except a little bit, like this much. And then this much I'll take and feed with equal amounts of water and flour, and then I let it set. And then when I make bread, I use it all except a little bit. Now, if you're gonna have a few days between making bread, then once you've fed your starter and it's risen, you can put it in the refrigerator and just hold it in a dormant state. But you'll need to bring it out and feed it again 24 hours, 12 hours, depending on the warmth of the location that you have it, before you use it for bread making again. Always remembering to save a little bit for the next batch of bread, okay? I hope that's clear for you. If not, send me your questions, I'll answer them. Thank you, bye.